It was an unusual wake-up call for neighbors in Queens, and now investigators want to know, how did a crane wind up like this?
And those showers and thunder showers still hanging around when we finally warm up and dry out.
And New York Live shows us a restaurant serving ice cream sandwiches like no other. This is News 4 Now for July 2nd. I'm Adam Cooperstein, and quite an unusual scene in Queens this morning. A crane went down and landed in quite a tough spot. Look at it right here. It's leaning on a two-story building that's under construction. This was the scene Friday morning in Astoria. This thing's technically called a boom truck, and it definitely shouldn't be leaning like this. Two workers were inside the building at the time. Thankfully, they weren't hurt. The operator wasn't hurt either, and the Department of Buildings is now looking into the structural integrity of the building.
It was loud. It was loud. It was boom. It's like, what the heck, you know? Something dropped on the roof, and I saw some debris falling from the ceiling. Light fixture fell. I feel lucky. You know, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. Looking at the size of the crane, and if it was a different type of structure, it could have gone right through.
It's still not clear how this happened. Investigators are looking into that. What we do know is that the crane was up moving equipment when it came down. A couple in Brooklyn is suing Peloton over injuries to their 3-year-old son that they blame on a defective treadmill. And we need to warn you here that you might find the pictures of those injuries hard to look at. Igal and Sarah Sadoun say their son was left with third-degree burns when he got dragged under a treadmill. Back in April, the Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a warning, an urgent one, saying such accidents could severely injure or even kill a child. The Sadoun say Peloton should have known about the dangers posed by its treadmills and never should have sold them. Peloton says it is currently reviewing the complaint. There's growing concern tonight from parents in New York City about rogue riders on dirt bikes and ATVs. New video from Fort Tryon Park in Upper Manhattan shows a group of them getting too close for comfort. Those screams, they're coming from a group of second-grade children. They were in the park in Hudson Heights last Sunday, celebrating the end of the school year. And a witness called police worried about his kid's safety.
They were kind of like, it looked like they were chasing down the kid, which, sure they didn't think was a big deal, but if you're like an 8-year-old, you don't really have the situational awareness to like watch out. You're just kind of like panicked and freaked out.
That witness, who wanted to remain anonymous, said police drove by but didn't stop the ATVs. We're told investigators are looking into it, and the NYPD says officers have been responding to complaints about bikes and ATVs in all 5 boroughs. We are getting our first look at a much-needed update for our subways. The MTA unveiling its new fleet of subway cars. Here's a look. They say they're a big part of the entire re-signaling effort that'll help reduce delays. These new cars also have more capacity and larger doors. Some will even be what they call open gangway cars, with wide open spaces so people can easily walk from one car to another. The MTA says it will begin testing these new cars in the next few weeks. The Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest is just around the corner, so it's time for the weigh-in on Friday. Joey Jaws, Chestnut, and other top competitive eaters. Yeah, it's a sport. These are athletes. They were at Hudson Yards this morning for the official weigh-in. Chestnut's the reigning champ, winning the men's competition the past 5 years. In the meantime, the mustard belt is actually going to go to a new women's champ this year because Miko Sudo, who won last year, says she's not competing because she's expecting her first child. Seems like a good reason. The contest kicks off, as always, July 4th. It's looking like a wet start to your holiday weekend, but Dave, this weekend's not a total loss, right?
Hi, everybody. Time to take a look at the weather picture. And as we do, we are talking about thunder showers still in the future for us. As we head into the evening, we are going to see some isolated areas where we could see some particularly heavy downpours as well. So we're going to watch for that and cooling temperatures. Heading into the weekend, well, it's going to be damp and unsettled, down to 63 degrees tonight in the city, into the 50s as we head to the north. Elsewhere, we're going to be within 1 or 2 degrees of where we stand in Central Park. Saturday not looking perfect, cooler, still showers possible on and off. Sunday looking better and drier, not as cool with that thermometer rising to about 78. And Monday back into the 80s. And that is a look at your holiday weekend forecast.
Nothing says 4th of July like burgers, fries, and ice cream. And New York Live has a look at the New York institution switching up the game a little bit with an ice cream burger.
Nick Morgenstern is known for his unique and tasty ice cream flavors. Well, now he's mixing things up on the menu, and we're here at the Morgenstern's flagship to check it out. Nick, it is so great to see you. I feel like it was just yesterday that we were here opening up your flagship, and here we are, what, 2.5 years later?
Only took a pandemic to get you back.
Well, we know you're a creative genius when it comes to ice cream.
You know, when we signed the lease for this store almost 3 years ago now, it was a diner before, and it had a kitchen set up in it, and in the back of my mind was always that we were going to add burgers to the concept of Morgenstern's. It's an all-American ideal to have fries and a milkshake. We've been serving French fry ice cream here since we opened, and now we're finally able to give you those fries to go with that milkshake.
So you're doing burgers, fries, and pies. That's what it's called?
That's been added to our selection here now, yes. So our Grape Ape cocktail, gin, grape soda, Concord grape juice that we make ourselves in-house, and there's a little bit of lime juice in there. You've got a double all-American, American classic, 2 4-ounce smashed patties, cheese on both patties, lettuce, tomato, onions, pickle, special sauce.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
We've got ranch fries on this side. I've got a buffalo burger, pork patty, smashed, spicy buffalo wing sauce, some pickled celery in there.
The pork. It's
Yummy,
like,
right?
yeah, just like really subtle. It's nice.
And then we're doing a rotating selection of pies. Strawberry icebox pie, strawberry cream mousse with Nilla wafers, and then the strawberry jello on top, which this is really nostalgic from my childhood.
Well done to you, mister.
Isn't that fun? We have a burger here with our Neapolitan ice cream selections on a toasted and buttered bun, really inspired by what you can get in southern Italy and in Sicily, which is a brioche bun with gelato on top.
Why don't we eat more ice cream on bread?
Nick, this was all delicious. Thanks for having us in today.
It's my pleasure. I'm really glad that you came, and hopefully you guys will come and have some burgers at Morgenstern soon, before we run out.
After last year's COVID cancellation, people are really looking forward to the return of the largest fireworks celebration in the nation. Millions of people are expected to line the East River near Midtown on Sunday to watch the Macy's 4th of July fireworks show. It'll include more than 65,000 fireworks lighting up the sky. And to keep people safe, the NYPD will be securing both sides of the river using eyes in the air, on the water, and in the crowds. News 4's Miles Miller joined the officers for an inside look at how they do it.
Just show them what's going on there.
Deep beneath New York Harbor, cops from the NYPD Harbor Unit inspect the barges that hold the Macy's 4th of July fireworks.
We can't dive it once it goes on, just in case, fire issues, explosives.
It's green and murky down there, but cops on this elite team know exactly what they're looking for.
So they make sure there's no explosive devices or anything that's not supposed to be attached to the barge.
Then, for days, 2 boats stand watch to make sure the stars of the show are safe.
There's no sense in diving in if we're not going to watch it after.
Cops on the lookout for
any suspicious activity, boats coming near it, people walking on the barges that aren't authorized.
Officer Joseph Villa is a Marine veteran who once defended the U.S. in the Middle East. Now tasked with guarding the nation's biggest fireworks display.
I really don't get to watch the fireworks. I'm out watching the area, making sure nothing's going on, looking in the water, watching the land.
As the barges make their way up the East River, this boat scans for any radiological threats that might want to disrupt the fireworks show, with the ability to turn on a dime at the first hint of trouble.
For the Harbor Unit, July 4th is their busiest day on the water. The recreational boaters and dinner boats out that night. So they started planning for this all on July 5th of last year. You have recreational boaters that don't have a lot of experience. They're not used to operating at night. We sometimes have capsized vessels from overloading. We have boating while intoxicated. We have boating accidents.
With over 30 boats in the fleet, the harbor unit can respond within minutes, and when there's an emergency on the water, time is incredibly important. At Harbor Charlie in Sunset Park, Miles Miller, News 4.
And a reminder that we've got the best seat for that Macy's 4th of July show right here on News 4. Live coverage starts at 8 o'clock on Sunday night. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here next time.